Rocking with the one and only, the true one and only. Shout out to Queen Prodigy. And even though you may not agree with us, shout out to you too, Zabella. Those are the two people I'll rock with on the live stream. They're always welcome to get on the live stream and conversate, regardless of how they feel. I quickly want to step into a mentality to help people start to develop the mindset that I'm putting out here so you can understand how I'm putting it down. First off, your favorite rappers time, your favorite movie stars time, your favorite moguls time, your favorites time, your favorite entertainers time, your favorite comedians time, your favorite entrepreneur in all forms time. You rocking with your boy TheCzarr, all rights reserved, greatest nation since United Nations. Let's talk about it. Here is what I want to discuss. Now we get the critical thinking about what was actually put out there, and we're just going to discuss the facts first. Number one, I was told by this Panama character that they literally had people's numbers, that one of them they turned out not to. Now, I don't know about Diamond's Live, but I have to talk to him. But I presume this: if you had no relationship to Cleo and didn't know her, how was it that you got in touch with Dom to be on the site? Was it because the social media pool you did? Because you and Victor were up there talking about it like you knew. Now, my issue with you is that you came here with slander. TheCzarr was even willing to give you a platform to even speak about what it was you thought to be relevant. But instead of coming with knowledge and to being respectful, you slandered everybody on the site, calling them out on things that wasn't true, saying things about them you couldn't prove. That was the way you approached it. So I took that option away myself, and I just spoke to you. And even as I read this live stream that had happened, I gave the opportunity to still be relevant, and you didn't prove it so. That was your decision. But on to the next thing. Here's my thing. You were on a live stream with this woman that was alleged to have been a newscaster for Victor, and you had told me personally that you got a ride to the scene from her. But how is that possible? On another tip, when I see you both riding separately, that's number one. Number two, I also am being told, allegedly on the backside, that if she was the newscaster, she has connections to someone else. Now, I don't know this to be true. I'm hearing she had deeper connections to someone who was even presumed to be a suspect. And that's all alleged. It's not proven. There's nothing to co-sign that. But if you guys didn't have connections to any affiliates or anyone around the scenario, who would you have connections to? There has to be a synonymous connection. Now, I've already linked relations of friendships around you guys to a previous, now deceased member that was claimed also to be allegedly friendship with them. And her occupation was a stripper. That's what is a fact. That was a fact. That's what I've been presumed to know. Now, you already showed a picture of you with these people that we've collected, and that would be with this deceased stripper, along with people that one of them was in relation friendship-wise, if not proximity to you. Now, she didn't know this stripper. She didn't know you. So only thing I can presume is that there's a closer relation, or you know someone that is within the situation that we can presume is either A, a mastermind, B, a close affiliate that's not admitting it, or C, you just showed up to show up, but who contacted you? That's where Victor comes into play, and that's what we're going to talk about. That's the only thing that bothers me, understanding it. Now, you also slid on this page and made multiple claims, said stop messing with my friends. You said a lot of other stuff, and I also gave a pass. But here's the thing. I gave you guys a break to talk about more important things. Now, I'm going to take an interlude in the middle of this. So all of us looking in on this situation, without getting into detail with Victor, what is the motive of this person coming out? Now, you're the one that brought up the term crisis actor. Actually, I'm going to keep it real with you. No matter how much I studied, that term was foreign to me until I looked it up. So what does crisis acting mean? That means when a situation is going down, or there's a crisis-like situation, you're able to presume the standards and stature of someone who's actually in effect to the situation. You said you showed up right away to when it happens. That contradicts everything when you were in the car on a live going to the situation. Why would you lie about actually being at Riva Motorsports, let alone getting a ride there, when you were driving in a car on live with someone during the situation, hit it to the same place? And where was this place? It was the ER. It wasn't Riva Motorsports. So why'd you claim you were there right away? Unless you guys were there previous expecting something, then you left. That's the only thing that would make sense. You see how it's not sensible? And you got caught. Now, what I have you saying contradicts everything you stood for during the crisis. Even when you went on Diamonds Live's channel, you may not realize it, but I took sentence by sentence apart, and it's all contradicting. What reason would you have to contradict it if you were not acting to mean certain things and depict a picture during a crisis? Let me know if I'm right. Let me know if I'm on to something. Let me know if it's off base. I'm open to interpretation. Because again, I don't know what you mean by I love that day. I still don't know what you mean. That's what I'm saying. When you have so many far off, let's say, statements as you've had off record, when you're not even on record, you couldn't put your story together. Is that why someone nullified you from having to be questioned at all? How does that work? How do you do these things in terms of getting away with it? That's where my confusion comes in. What type of time are you on? How do you get away with this? Now, we already know certain investigators were questionable. We know that. But tell me this. If I'm to presume that these investigators did not question you in thorough, I'm going to allow you to hop in these comments and paint the narrative for us. Because you already painted a picture on Dom's platform. I've already painted a picture of what I thought didn't make sense about you, and I've already spoken with someone who you claimed you were in contact with that turned out to not be true. Now, are you saying they're lying? You're welcome to say that, but I highly doubt someone would avoid knowing you unless there was something suspicious about you in the first place. So here's what I'm saying. You said a lot. You did a lot. You made a lot of narratives. A lot of people hit me up on the backside. Even for you, I still have that to release if I feel like it. So what is the situation? You needed other people to back you up in what you're saying. You started mentioning something in your messages that, oh, we weren't accepting money. I never said you accepted money. Matter of fact, the only money I knew was in rotation had everything to do with the suspects and what XxxTentacion had in his bag. Are you saying that other money was in play? What were you really trying to get to? What was the nature that you speak of, the things you speak of, and the reasoning you speak of it? What was the proposed reason that you were going to speak of money? I don't understand that. That's something that's foreign to me. You're speaking of money in a way that is unjustifiable, whether you want to say you received it or not. You're still speaking about it too broadly. You're still adding fuel to this money situation when we have not known anyone to have money involved except when it came to suspects. Are you saying there was more money to be gained around the situation? Are you saying... Now, let me ask this. Were you the alleged person that was using one of my accounts earlier to make it seem like you were speaking directly to a person that we know to be Solomon, making claims that I was indicating something? Remember, IPs don't lie. Was that you or not? And if it wasn't you, who was it? That's what I gotta ask. Now again, no accusations made at all. We're asking questions since you know you were there for everything and know more than me. You stated this. So you know more than me, but they're not trying to figure out for you when I've been doing things in a certain way, asking questions for public knowledge, for us to understand, since you said you know it all. You even had people calling you to get this over. You even did lives talking about it with others. So that's what I don't get. Why are you quiet now? Why now of all times? Listen, if someone started questioning me a certain way, I'd be answering it. You see me respond to everybody. I didn't skip. Hit that like button if you see me respond to everybody. Why are you so unreal to not respond to different things when people have your name in question? Was Van Pansy not you? Was that not you? Or was that affiliates account? Which one? I don't really know. Let me know. Whose was it? See, now we're playing a game of cat and mouse. And like a mouse, you're staying silent, creeping around, doing little things to discredit people, but you can't stand on your own two to show you have heart. What's up with that? And this isn't even some type of challenge. It's you verifying things you said out your mouth. It's you standing your square when you admitted to something, and a lot of comments we all have. Now it's time for you to justify yourself. But you don't want to do that. You claim you were receiving threats. Where's the proof? I have proof for everyone else except you, Victor, and your newscaster that I don't see no threats. So where are they coming from? What proof do you have of that? Or is this another cover-up? You know how I rock. All rights reserved.